It's your favorite YouTube dealer. I appreciate you guys for stopping in. I cannot thank you guys enough for enjoying these counter price reactions because I think that this dude is so dope. And I'm happy that you guys enjoy them and I can continue to dive into stuff when he drops it. I'm a couple of days late on this, 2 days ago. Okay, I thought it dropped even further back, but I wanted to dive into it as soon as I saw it. It's called Too Bad. We already know he's going to cook. He's just got such a dope style, the pocket that he raps in. He's very versatile. Just everything about what he does is really on point. So let's get into this and let's see what that man's cooking with.
I saw the signs, but I ignored them all. Yeah, way too blinded by euphoria. Couldn't see I had the shortest straw. Red flags wave high. Guess I must be colorblind. People try to warn me about you, but I wanna leave you.
Okay, this is dope. It's kind of like a I don't know the different genres. Like I don't want to label it like he's kind of rapping, but it's more like a rock pop type of sound. And I actually enjoyed this. And again, like I said, extremely versatile. This song also hits home for me. So he's talking about red flags and people say I should leave you, but I didn't. And been in a couple relationships like this, definitely been in a couple relationships like this. And it's hard because when you're in the moment, when you're in that, like the euphoria of it, those initial stages where you really enjoy being around this person, it's hard. It's hard to really acknowledge those red flags and realize what they're going to turn into and leave that person. And it's like a big part of it is not everything is bad, right? Like you might have some red flags, but you also know that you went out with this person and you've laughed with them and you've had experiences with them and there's memories already and stuff like that. Like there's good. That's the problem with it. It's like every bad relationship isn't 100% bad. There's always going to be those good moments, those times where you really enjoy that person, where you guys really connect, where everything is just a vibe. And that's what you think of. You think of those moments when you're thinking of leaving them and you're like, oh, I don't want to lose that. Or, I don't want someone else to have that with them. Instead of thinking about the bad moments and how that is going to multiply and get worse and worse and worse. So it's like, it's interesting because in life, I feel like we tend to gravitate towards the negative more so than anything, which is why news and media and everything pushes all the bad shit, right? You don't really see, oh my God, this guy saved a cat from a tree. You're going to see, oh, this guy killed a couple cats. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're always going to see the negative as opposed to the positive because our brains just seem to gravitate towards that. I don't know why. It's just, I guess it's just the way that we are, or it's the way that they've built it. It's just more, it's more intriguing to see this crazy article than this happy one. So we kind of just go to see what that is. And then media starts to push it more and more and more. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. It's just funny though, when it comes to our own relationships, we don't gravitate towards thinking about all those negatives to help us push ourselves out of that relationship. Instead, we gravitate towards the positives. And it's the same when like you leave someone, you break up or they leave you and you know that it probably wasn't good for you. You know, there was a lot of toxicness to it, but you miss them. And the reason why you miss them is because you keep replaying all those good moments in your head, all those positive moments. And it's hard for you to let that go when it's like, that's not who they are, right? Especially if like, say someone cheats on you. They hid it from you for a while, like maybe some other bad shit happened or whatever the case is. So you break up with them, but then you find yourself missing them. And you're like, yeah, but and you think about all the times you laughed together and all the memories you made and places that you traveled to. But you have to realize in your head that memory is not who they are, right? And maybe in the beginning it was, maybe they didn't cheat the whole time, but it's not who they are any longer. Who they are is the person who manipulated you, who went on this trip with you and laughed with you and made these memories, but behind your back was talking to somebody else. Or is the person who, yes, made all these beautiful memories with you, but then as soon as they get angry, they hit you, right? Like that's who they are. They're not the good memory. They're partially that, but a lot of times that could just be manipulation. That could just be, it could be a lot of different things, but they're either a balance of it or they're more so leaning towards the bad side. And we just don't focus on that enough. And we keep ourselves stuck in situations. And this has been my TED Talk for today because I talked for way too long. Let's get back to the song.
I saw the signs, but I ignored them all. Yeah, way too blinded by euphoria. Couldn't see I had the shortest straw. Red flags wave high. Guess I must be colorblind. People try to warn me about you, but I wanna leave you. Told me you and him were only friends, and I believed you. Thinking it was all inside my head until I opened up the thread. I saw the pictures and the text, I couldn't breathe. You told me that you could see this here forever. I guess that's a lie. Cause the same lips telling me that I start kissing him back. I said, too bad if you're feeling lost and not around. Too talk, I'm not in town. Yeah, too bad if you think you want a second chance. I'm not your backup plan, no, I'm not your second man. I said too bad if you feeling lost, I'm not around. Too bad if you wanna talk, I'm not in town. Yeah, too bad if you think you want a second chance. I am not your backup plan, no, I'm not your second man. I gave you my heart, I thought it was safe. You broke it apart and then you threw it away. And I just hate that there's a piece I'll never get back. You'll have it forever, I'll accept that. 16 missed calls, heard that you looking. You had a clean shot, point blank, saw it and took it. We had a fall out, boy, how you cock it and pull it. Told my dad about you funny, he said I dodged the bullet. You told me that you could see this here forever. I guess that's a lie. Cause the same lips telling me that I start kissing him back. I said too bad if you're feeling lost, I'm not around.
It is crazy though that some people will be in a relationship knowing that they're doing shit that they shouldn't do, cheating especially, but they'll be telling this person that they see forever with them. And you know what's really crazy about it is sometimes I don't think that they're lying. I think that in their mind, they're like, this is the person that I would be happy to spend forever with. We get along, we have a good vibe, I can trust them, they're reliable, you know, all these other things, but they're at a phase in their life where they don't want that to be it sexually. Like, does that make sense? And I'm not giving them a pass at all. But I'm just saying, I think that sometimes that's what it is, right? Where some people are like, yo, I want to experience other people. I still have another sexual side to me. Maybe it's not like, not that the sex isn't good. Sometimes it may not be, but it could also be that maybe they're not into all the same things. And so they want to venture out and try some other things. And in their mind, they're thinking, you know, if I can get away with this, I do it however many times. And then eventually I'll stop and me and him will continue to spend our life together. There's probably some people that have been together their whole lives that are older, that have no idea that their partner cheated on them once, twice, multiple times. And, you know, but in their mind, always had the intentions of staying with that person. You never know. Or they thought about leaving, but then as the other person they're hanging out with, it starts to show some red flags. Like, ooh, let me go back to the comfort, the person I know I'm good with already. You know what I mean? Like, I think that there's a lot of sides to it. And again, I'm not making excuses for it, but it's not always like you're not good enough. Because if that was the case, then a lot of times you'd break up with that person unless you're using them for something, right? Unless you're utilizing them for some kind of benefit that you get from having them in your life. Maybe they pay for a whole lot of shit. And so you're like, well, I don't want to lose that. So I'm going to stay with them and keep this facade up, but I'm going to hang out with other people. That also happens. But I do think that there's times where the person genuinely does love that person. And I know that that's hard to think because people are going to say, well, if you love them, you wouldn't, you know, but love is a very nuanced thing and everybody's a little bit different. And I'm not making this okay, but I think that they genuinely in their heart love them. They would die for them even as sometimes, but they would still go out and be like, I want to have these other experiences. You know what I'm saying? And it's very interesting when you think about it, right? I mean, and it's very possible because when you think about couples that have an open relationship, they may stay together for their whole life and love each other and never give up on each other for anybody else, but they may go out and have sex with other people. So it's almost like one of those people just get into a relationship with someone who's not about that life. And so they hide it instead of being open and they have these explorations and these experiences, but they don't ever plan on leaving that person. So I don't know. It's an interesting dynamic.
Too bad if you wanna talk, I'm not in town. Yeah, too bad if you think you want a second chance. I'm not your backup plan, no, I'm not your second man. I said too bad if you feeling lost, I'm not around. I said too bad if you wanna talk, I'm not in town.
Who is she?
Too bad if you think you want a second chance. I am not your backup plan, no, I'm not your second man. Nah.
Chloe Sagum? I don't know how to say her name. Let me just look her up really quick. I think that this is who it was. That was the backup. Oh, she has a husband. Damn. I'm just playing. I mean, listen, I just happened to notice her. That's all. Anyways, Connor Price bodied this. I like this. This was a little bit different from some of his rap vibes. And it just shows again that he's versatile. So I would like right in the beginning, I told you my man's versatile. He could do a lot of different things. This proves it. But I had a lot of fun with this. Let me know what you guys thought down below, and I'll catch you in the next one, homies.